I'll give you an industry secret. Every commercial gym that has trainers, they only assess and judge the trainers on the amount of money they bring into the club. It has got nothing to do with the results they produce for their clients.
What are some key elements that you give me, as a person who has a lot of issues, digestion issues, mental issues? Of course, they say the core of the body is your stomach. And my stomach at this point is messed up. What do you advise me?
So
join Loai and Jojo as they dive into breaking mental and physical boundaries.
Discover the raw truth about coaching, nutrition, and mindset in this eye-opening episode.
when I say this, people don't like it. It's like, how did, like, no, shut up. Hi Jojo, how are you?
Hi, Joy. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for the honor of coming today
Thanks.
to quiz me.
Of course. I like
Shadi's
to do
idea.
that. What's so special about you? Why would I join your,
I feel attacked. Okay. This is how it's going, right? She was waiting until the camera rolls and then she would go boom.
Okay. That will relax you.
Let's get this out of the way quick.
Why did you choose to be a coach and then a nutritionist? Well, hold on. What did you do first? Did you become a nutritionist first or a coach?
I was a coach first, so I was a personal trainer. Although I hate this term, I actually get offended when people call me PT because I know the standards of the industry are very low, and I choose to differentiate myself from personal trainers. I don't consider myself one, but I started as a personal trainer on the gym floor in a commercial gym, a very well-known gym in the UK. And I got into nutrition when I realized you can't separate the two. You have to understand nutrition just as much as you understand training. And without that, you will not be good at what you do. So that was the motive for me. If I was ever claiming that I can help you to achieve something, I have to have the answers to your problems. And imagine if I don't understand nutrition. How the hell am I going to help someone that is struggling with the weight?
True.
So, for me, it was inseparable from the other thing.
What makes Coach Loai special? Why would I join your, theories and, training and nutrition, diet? Why? Why wouldn't I go to somebody else? What's so unique about you?
Yeah, sure. Some industries are results driven. I don't think anyone is special except by the knowledge they have worked really hard to accumulate and the results they have worked their ass off to make happen. And in any coaching industry, a coach needs to demonstrate at least some kind of consistent results for the type of people they claim they can help. And so this is actually an advice for anyone who's looking for a coach in any area of their lives. If the coach that you're looking into hasn't produced the kind of results that you want, if they haven't helped people to achieve the thing that you want, then don't give them money, don't go with them. You need to find someone that has a consistent track record of achieving the results that you want for people just like you. For example, if you find a coach that is very good at helping athletes and you're not an athlete, that still doesn't relate to you, even if they're good at what they do. So you need to kind of look at all the variables and be 100% convinced that they can help you. I say this proudly. The program works, the concepts gets results for people that we promise results for, and the results are out there online. So I don't think it's that I am special. I think we worked very hard at developing the concept to the point where it gets consistent results.
Do you have any client that in the middle of, the journey, they just wanted to quit?
Oh, all the time. It happens all the time. The program is very intense. Just like anything that is supposed to change your life, it's not supposed to be easy. We challenge beliefs all the time. We ask people to do things against what they consider to be conventional. And we get resistance. And sometimes they want to quit. Sometimes it's hard. And sometimes, they have demons. And it's still our job to help them through and to make them reassess, reevaluate, reconsider the things they stand to lose by quitting. And by, destroying these boundaries, which, by the way, happens most of the time really early on, they continue and they achieve the transformations.
Experiences of your clients, does it affect you in life? Does it change you? Does it change the way you studied? Probably you studied something that's not related to what's going on. Do you change the way that, is your plans and ways adjustable? That's the real question.
Working with different people with different challenges, different backgrounds, different genders, nationalities, upbringing is very exciting, and it does widen my horizon all the time. I learn things about life from people. I have people that teach me as much as I teach them. And yes, one thing I learned really early on was that people are not the same. This means I have to be creative in the way that I plan and in the way that I preach that plan to them. So in other words, people don't respond to the same style. People are different. Just the same way their physiology doesn't respond to the same plans, their psychology is also something to consider the differences, because if I talk to you in a harsh manner and that's not you, that puts you off and it scares you, intimidates you, then that ends up being counterproductive to the transformation, which is the end goal that we're trying to achieve. A coach has to have a very high social IQ. Otherwise, they can't manage people. They have to be socially intelligent. And if they have the same style and everybody has to adapt to it, it doesn't work. They have to have a certain toughness about them, because people need to know that, this coach is there to hold you accountable and you can't miss about. But there are ways to do that depending on the person you're dealing with. So I learned a lot since I started doing this, and it is down to the variety of people that I train.
I just want to, I don't get it. Like, I feel like you have a burden on top of your shoulder with each client you have, because they come to you with a lot of problems, a lot of things that really you need to fix in their personality, their health, their mental health as well. So how do you accept that? Like, nowadays we're tired of our own problems. We just want to let that out. We just want someone to solve our issues. But you have a lot of, clients, and you have all of their issues. How are you carrying on?
I've experienced the reward. I've experienced seeing these people change, just like little children growing up and, evolving, changing, being better. And that is extremely rewarding. So it's worth it. For me, it's worth it. No one can
You
really...
like that rewarding feeling.
100%.
When you see it done, you're happy. That motivates you to keep on going.
I mean, it's never done. It's always work in progress. But to get people to a stage where they're aware, self-aware, and on autopilot when it comes to lifestyle training, when you get someone who's fat, not healthy, sick even, and they get into the gym and they're really intimidating in the first meeting, not even a session, they're just afraid to turn up to the gym. And you get them, it's a lot of people. And then eventually you get them to actually love being in the gym and love training and not wanting to drink, not wanting to eat sugar anymore. Can you imagine how this would make you feel? Now, I've done this thousands of times now, and it's addictive. It's very rewarding. So this is the reason I keep up with the demands of what I do. And you're right, it's not easy at times. And I always actually wondered, how do therapists do this? Because it's all connected. Your mental health is connected to your physical health, and people talk to you because you're close to them. If they trust you, which they have to, if you're going to give them something that they're going to listen to, they have to trust you.
Or actually, at that stage, they are weak. They want anyone to trust.
Yes, true. But they only trust you, and here is the twist, they only trust you if you truly care. Because I believe people are too smart. If you don't care, they wouldn't trust you. I promise you that. They might go to you for maybe some time because they want the kind of help you claim you offer, and they can relate to you in some way, but that doesn't mean they trust you. So when they trust you, then you can't really be selective with the problems you want to help them overcome. They talk to you about the problems that they have outside of the gym, and you have to listen and you have to give them, what you consider to be a decent advice. And then from there, they listen to everything you say. And then as they get stronger physically, they get stronger mentally as well. This is the part what you really start enjoying the whole transformational thing.
You know what confuses me the most? Because I had an experience in, I wanted someone to help me out in the past, losing weight, fixing my health issues, mental issues, and a lot of things that I wanted to, someone to help me out with. But do you think that what scares me the most, there's a lot of coaches, they start with you really aggressively.
Yes.
What do you think? Is it better to start slow? How do you start with your client? Do you start right away, change this and that, and you have a long list daily to do that, or you think taking things slowly is better?
100%. So I think it's person dependent. Yeah. So for example, in Reshape, we have levels of training. Not everyone does the same sessions, and coaches understand when to switch their personalities. Meaning, this is something I pitch to my coaches. Maybe there's a personal trainer listening to this now who would get some, good, decent advice from this. There is the teacher's personality that a trainer has to have. And then there is the coach's personality. Okay? Think of overweight Karen who goes to the gym the first time, intimidated as hell. She doesn't like the gym. She's afraid of her trainer. And think of how this trainer needs to be with her to make her
And
feel
also,
welcome.
just, sorry to stop you. Always, people who are like this, they have this idea that they will never get anywhere. You know what I mean? That they will feel that they cannot achieve their goal. Zero. They have zero motivation.
That's most people.
Yeah, like when I went, I had zero. Like even the coach was trying to convince me that things will get better, and I was like literally blocked. I had already done that. Okay, the gym's not going to do nothing to me. The diet plan's not going to do nothing to me. So if I am like this, how are you going to approach me first? What is your first step? What are you going to tell me?
Let's take this a step further. If you're not into the gym, you're not just afraid of failing. You're afraid of failing. You're afraid of embarrassment. You're afraid of judgment. You're afraid of the pain that this, trainer is going to inflict on your body.
Probably I accepted the pain that I have, and I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to change, but that does not mean I can't trust you.
Exactly. So this is why trust has to be earned in this environment, because you're going in blind. And this is trust in itself, but this trust needs to be nurtured. The problem is trainers don't understand starting points. They only understand what they did. Okay? And because it's hard to do it otherwise, so you want to relate their experience to other people's experiences, right? So he would start with you the same way he started his journey, which is completely wrong. A good trainer is not a trainer that achieved the transformation for him or herself. A good trainer that is a trainer or a coach that has a wide base of knowledge that allows him to select specific pieces of information depending on the person they're dealing with. This is what a coach does, a true coach. But a personal trainer with a favorite method doesn't get results because this method isn't going to work for everybody. The psychological element, which you're talking about, if someone is intimidated to be in the gym in the first place and you turn up and the first session you have is hell, makes you feel like you suck at this so much.
That's what I had.
Yeah, that's what most people experience in the gym when they go to trainers. This would put you off. Well, in fact, you should be made to, because even logically speaking, programming, the training, the profession itself, a hard session in the beginning is counterproductive. A trainer would kill you with too much volume if they do that. So it's not actually good for you. So what they should be doing is concentrating on the psychological, the encouragement that they give you just for turning up, making you feel like you're at the right place, like you made progress just by coming in today, that you can do this, and then you would want to go up a second time and a third time and a fourth time. And the physical improvements actually happen in very small incremental doses. It doesn't happen in big jumps. And this is what most trainers also don't understand. So for example, in Reshape, we have levels of training. We don't put everybody through the same sessions, and that depends on who they are. Know what the trainer wants, know what the trainer believes is the right thing. So someone comes in and they have no knowledge, they have never been in the gym before. We put them in a level that is only going to educate them. So my coaches know this. They have two personalities, a coach's personality and a teacher's personality. They separate the two, but they have to have the two at will at any given time. Meaning, if someone doesn't understand what the gym is all about and they don't even have the culture, they've never been in a gym before, they have to be the teacher. They have to be the empathetic, softly spoken teacher, right? They teach them.
Top point.
No, but these people don't take the piss. When someone is turning up intimidated anyway, they're not going to take the piss. They need the nurturing. They don't need the intensity. And then there's the coach's personality, which is what you would use when you train an athlete. If you train an athlete to perform or to break a record, you don't need to be soft with them. It will be counterproductive in that context. So as a coach, you have to be very good at both, especially if you work with the public. But let me ask you this.
Okay.
Now, how do you feel about the whole gym, change your lifestyle, eating healthy?
When it comes to me personally, because I had bad experience, so now when I go to the gym, I feel like, okay, it's like, I just want to get out of it. I feel so nervous. Plus, my education in the gym is limited, that I don't know, let's say, how every machine works in the right way. Like, let's say I'm on the treadmill. I do 5 minutes. What is the speed that's appropriate? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is, I feel like in each gym,
Like, how do you get in the fat burning zone?
like what do I do?
Bullshit.
And then like, sometimes when I do certain workout on my own, or like these apps that they have on, Apple or whatever,
Yeah.
I get like, certain things, like I feel like I pulled a muscle, or I have a headache, or the blood went in my head, and I just feel like so tired, exhausted, that I don't want to do it again. One day I woke up, I said, that's it. It's enough to be lazy. You have to join the gym. You have to change your body. I was trying to motivate myself to get to the gym. You know what I mean?
How did that turn out?
It was good. I did it. Okay. I went. And then again, I tried on my own. And I said, it looks like I'm failing. A lot of people just go to the gym and they don't know what they're doing. Probably 99% of the people in the gym, they
right.
don't know, what they're doing.
Including the regulars, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So as I was there, of course, there is a guy that, approached me. He was a personal trainer that you hate,
Yeah, he's a PT.
PT. And then he said, do you need help? I said, okay. What do you have? And then right away, he took me to a room. It was very serious. That by itself scared me. It was not like I was on, stand up here, do here. He was trying to help me first, and then, trying to put me on a plan. No, it was right away. Taking me to the room, weighing me down. This is your plan. You come 5 times a week for a workout. You have to work out at least hour to an hour and a half. He did not even ask me, if I worked out in the past. What have I done? If I'm scared of starting or not, But he made me feel this is the only way for me to achieve whatever
And
I
he's
want.
supposed to be the expert that you
expert,
listen to, right?
the boss of the boss,
Yeah.
And then I said, okay. And then he said, don't worry. He started showing me pictures of before and after people, what happened to them, which I did not know actually if that's true or not, but that's like a part of, being a sales person.
Yeah.
And it convinced me because the before and after were like, wow, So I said, okay, let's start. And he said, okay, you come tomorrow. The plan is this and this. We started. First day. How much do I weight? I weighed 53 kilogram. First day, he gave me 25 on each hand in a rope. And he kept saying, snap it, snap it. I could not. I did not have that energy. And I felt that what I'm doing is right. I did it for a day, 2, 3, 4. 5th day, I ended up in an ER because I pulled a muscle, I ripped tissues, and then I still am suffering until this day of that.
So there was one thing one of my mentors used to say, and this is when it comes to training. Execution is everything, meaning the quality of the execution in which you perform your exercises has to be the priority of everything you do. And when intensity becomes the priority, it's a problem, especially for people that are beginning. You just need it to be taught, really. You just need it to be encouraged, taught, so you can continue. And maybe you would have that body that you wanted today if that wasn't the case. But yeah, I would say the vast majority of trainers, they have a favorite method they would try to apply to everybody. And then some of these people do well because, like you say, because of the background, they've trained before, they're ready for such intensity in the beginning. But a lot of people don't make it too, right? Because they're not ready for this intensity. And unless the trainer is clued up enough, knowledgeable enough to adapt their style and the programs they create, they wouldn't bring the best out of people. It's a really common thing in the industry and I hate it.
Just a side question, based on what you said. So a lot of people studied to be, personal trainers. But then how do I know, or why do I feel like they all have one method that they apply to all? Why your method is different than their methods?
Because it's based on personalization.
How did you change your mind? You studied one thing, you did one thing, You know what I mean?
How did I change my mind?
Into applying different methods in each of your clients.
The personal training course didn't teach me anything. So my first shock in the industry was actually in the course. They teach nothing. It's very shallow. I knew if you have half a brain, you would know you can't help people with what they teach you in the personal training course. So that became obvious. And then when it became obvious, I had one option, which is to continue to work on myself, to acquire the knowledge that I need, and then to put them in application so that I can acquire the experiences to help people. And then as soon as you start working with people, you understand how challenging this game is because everybody is different. That's not an exaggeration. Trainers have favorite methods that either work for them or work for selected a few of their clients, and that's what they become biased towards. For example, if a personal trainer likes to do keto diets and they believe it's the most amazing thing that has ever existed because it worked for them and it works for 3 out of 20 clients they have, the other 17 clients become the cheaters, become the people that don't follow the plan, and they start blaming the clients. And I say this, if you're a coach, you need to take full accountability when things doesn't work, just like you take credit for something when something does work. And unless you have that mentality, you're never really gonna, because the only thing you can control is what you do, what you know and what you do and how you pitch this knowledge to people. And if you don't focus on that, you end up missing a lot of results on the table. I don't know how long your trainer was in the industry for, but any monkey can get you to lose weight. When I say this, it's one of my famous things. People don't like it. It's like, no, shut the fuck up. I put you on a calorie deficit, you lose weight. It doesn't mean I'm getting you fat. The before and after pictures is a scam. You can see when a healthy transformation is there in the picture in front of you. You can see that. But when I refer to a 180 transformation, it's also about the mindset. It's about the ability. It's about getting a 55-year-old man to get into the gym and to bench press 85 with good form, with full chest, right? It's about the ability of how much you can do in the gym as well. And that happens gradually. It doesn't happen in jumps. Unless you go about this whole thing with personalization in mind, you'll never achieve the best for everyone that you work with. And you have responsibility as a trainer because these people pay you money. That's the first thing. So you take the money. So you owe them to do your best, first of all, to learn, and then to do what you need to do to make them listen to you, right?
Right.
There's so many victims in the industry like this. And there are so many people that don't go back to the gym because of these things.
Yeah, I did not. I
And I hate it. So the question for you is, what
I
would
would
it
join
take?
classes.
You join
know.
classes?
That's what I like. I feel like they have more peace.
Right.
And
Peace.
yeah, you know why? Because nobody's forcing me to do anything. Okay, the teacher's there doing, and then okay, sometimes he or she corrects you on certain move that you're doing wrong, but at the same time, it's not like 1-to-1. You know, they're not focusing on you, so nobody really is seeing me in the class. There's a group of people. You know what I mean? And I tend to go in the back.
So that's the pressure.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I feel like if the more pressure you add, especially at the beginning when I'm like weak and I need help, the faster you lose the client, or at least me. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah.
Which is why pressure is never a good strategy in the beginning.
Yeah.
Especially if someone is not comfortable with the gym environment. It's just ignorance from the trainer's side.
Although they all think, all trainers think if they start in a really harsh way, they would impress us. Do this, no carry this weight, no, be on the treadmill for half an hour. No.
It's not true. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. So, the answer to that is execution is everything.
Yes.
Unless you get these people to perform good quality reps in the exercises that you're giving them, independent from the weight that they're lifting, you're never going to teach them anything valuable.
I feel like we are lazy, in general. Any human is lazy. So when you give us a lot of rules and a lot of things to do, like our parents, how did they raise us? Do this, don't do that. Did we do that? Not really.
Yes.
We used to do against what they wanted. So it's the same thing. The less you give the client to do, at the beginning at least, to make them feel comfortable, is the more they will achieve and they will feel comfortable to
You're
join
right.
and do.
They
right?
were really overwhelmed by being in a new environment that is so intimidating. By adding to that, pressure to that, they run.
Beside all of this, which is like, it's also mental, it's like me wearing clothes to the gym and going to the gym, seeing others in the gym that they look so pretty and fitted in the gym. I feel ashamed, I feel like it would be nice if I would exercise in a room separately until I get to whatever I get. That's just a side of an idea,
Yeah.
I wasn't comfortable. I had to wear oversized clothes to go to the gym so nobody can see me. Or if I do certain exercises and the trainer keeps, yelling, no, do it this way, don't do it this way, being aggressive. I feel like this makes me like literally lose interest, lose nothing. I just wanted to go home. And a couple times in each session, I say, I'm done. Can I go home, please? When am I going? I look at my, it's not like I'm excited. I just wanted to do something. Yeah.
Yeah.
How can you fix that?
When you're a coach, you're also a therapist. I really truly believe that people.
You have to pay attention to details.
100%.
Right.
And you have to read how someone is feeling in the moment, and then you have to adapt your style. So this is the social intelligence that I was talking about.
That's what unique about you then.
It's something I believe trainers can learn because I teach my coaches. To the point, if I ask someone to do something and I see the slightest eye shift, I know they're doubting themselves. So I have to address the doubts. I can't just fucking push them. I can't say, just pick up the bar. I can't do that, especially if they're just starting. This eye shift has just revealed to me what this person is thinking. So if I want to fix them, I have to change the way they think. And that becomes more of a therapy session than it is. I'm not promoting speaking to you people for the majority of the training time, but speaking to them and installing new beliefs in them is very valuable in the beginning. Otherwise, they're not gonna become what you want them to become 6 months from starting, right? So you have to fix things in layers, starting with the way they see things and their doubts that they have on themselves. And by the way, when you say to me, you don't know what you're doing when you go in the gym, are you really supposed to know what you're doing? I mean, it's not what you do for a job.
Of course.
You weren't born in a gym.
Yeah.
So is that your fault? Because a lot of people also are ashamed about this. So when people say, I'm not a gym person, the fuck does that even mean? What is a gym person? How are you supposed to be a gym person exactly? It is something you learn. It's a skill that you acquire, like anything else, like your job. You didn't start good at your job. You have to learn it. And you have to be okay with a little bit of humility. I don't know anything, please teach me. But the problem is not in the attitude of people, because if this environment existed in the gym, if coaches were actually teachers, a lot of people will do well. And this is the problem is with how we teach in industry. It is not with how eager people are. Gyms are now branded. They're seen as this intimidating thing that is only exclusive for some people with certain genetic profile or certain lifestyle.
All of these years, although I'm afraid to go back to the gym, but try to give it a chance here and there. So I did go to a couple of gyms. There's a couple of things that I found that is different in each gym, of course. Some gyms that they don't have the trainers, personal trainer coaches. You do your own exercise anytime you want. And there's the others that they have coaches standing in the gym. They have a set program. And then it's like there's a screen, they say, they call you and listen. It's, you join the gym with the coaches.
Yeah.
That's the membership.
Yes.
You cannot do things on your own.
Yeah.
But every coach, they just have a set program. You know what I mean?
A favorite method, a favorite program.
Okay, I saw a group of people. Everyone's different than the other.
Yes.
Shape, weight, mental, everything. And they just have a screen with certain exercises. And then the trainer's correcting
It's
that way.
about 45?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, you do the exercises that there. Is that right?
No, it's not right. So the group exercise concept is very popular now. I think here it is now in Dubai. But
It is very popular in Dubai, yes.
Yeah. So in London, it became this new boutique thing that created a buzz around it, and everybody wants to do it because it's cool.
I saw a lot of people excited about it.
Yeah. I tell you why, because the vibe is nice. So when you go in there, the music is banging, the light is nice, and you don't feel self-conscious because the light is so dim. And I think that the environment is nice. I think they got this right. Again, the lack of personalizations in these programs don't produce transformations. So when you go on the social media pages of these classes, you don't see transformations. Why is that? Think of how many people turn up to the classes, to the sessions.
Or do you think it's just not for beginners, maybe?
Yeah, beginners will be intimidated, and rightly so, because they ask you to do some sort of high intensity thing. And unless the session is run in a way where it's personalized, at least in groups. Like at least...
I did join,
Yeah.
I give it a chance.
At 45.
I did join a little bit of probably the first 10 minutes, and I said, that's it, I cannot finish those workouts. I'm done. And the personal trainer or the coach, he kept pressuring me. No, you can do it. You can do it. I said, no, I'm done. Leave me. And I left the class. I just, I just don't want to. I'm done.
Bye.
So I felt like they should limit that. They say beginners cannot join. It was intense. It was too much. too much. My friend finished it. I went with a friend. She finished it. She could not walk. She was like very tired. Until now, she has back pain.
Just to clarify something, I don't think intensity is justification for bad form or injuries. You can apply intensity without injuries. And this is where the skill of a good coach comes in.
But I feel like they should filter this.
Yes, 100%. So what I would say in any group exercise, any concept that is a group concept, they should at least divide the room into levels.
Yes,
At
exactly.
least. So put the not very fit people together and the fit people together and then group them and then up the intensity for experienced people, right? If you make everybody in the room feel like they're part of the same group and you have this huge contrast in abilities, of course you're going to end up with people feeling like shit. I'm not like this person, why am I training the same way? And if she picks up the 20 kg kettlebell, you feel obliged to pick up the same thing.
Why is she doing that? Why I cannot do that,
Well, what the coach should really do is like almost give you like a back door. Like, hey, you guys are okay with these weights here. That's what you do. And you experienced guys, you should go really hard and pick up these other weights. That's what they should lead in a way that leaves no ambiguity in the sessions. But that's not taught because these concepts, they don't really require a skill, right? So you go in, you memorize a workout and you just apply the workout to everybody in the room the same as you've seen. When you're trying to help people, you have to look at them and you have to adapt whatever you do from a method and the pace and the intensity to their ability and, what are you trying to get out of it? When was the last time you went into a gym and the trainer asked you about your goal? What you're actually trying to get out of it?
Never ever.
Just take a moment and let this sink in. You've never had a trainer asking you what was your goal?
I feel like every trainer, emotionless, aggressive. That's what I have in my mind. They just want you to join the gym. That's it. Pay money. And then they would put you in very intense program. So that's what I'm saying. That needs to be changed.
Yes, 100%. We're trying to change the world here. Wish me luck. But just think of how crazy this is. A trainer, the entirety of their job is based on achieving goals for people. And how the hell are they going to achieve these goals for these people if they don't understand what these goals is? If they haven't asked you what the goal is that you're pursuing in the gym, how are they supposed to plan?
In general, you need to know the route to fix the problem.
Exactly that, right? Education doesn't exist
Yeah.
in the personal training courses. It doesn't exist beyond that. It's a job. And I'll give you an industry secret. Every commercial gym that has trainers, bear with me because this is actually terrible. They only assess and judge the trainers on the amount of money they bring into the club. It has got nothing to do with the results they produce for their clients. This is like a doctor getting commission on the amount of meds they prescribe, not the people they actually fix.
So
this is
business.
actually also true.
Yeah.
But it's unethical. It's terrible. If you're a part of this industry, you need to reconsider your values and you need to stand in a way that differentiates you from the others. If you're still decent, don't conform to the ways of the industry because it will change you to the kind of trainer that you don't want to be, which is the kind of trainer that does not help people.
Do you feel like a trainer needs to train or a coach needs to train the personal trainers?
Oh yeah,
And
personal
be on
trainers
top
need
of
training.
them,
Yeah.
right?
So what I do in Reshape is I get potential coaches, not coaches. I get personal trainers that have the ability to be coaches. And a personal trainer and a coach are two different things.
Okay.
So a personal trainer is the personal trainer that you saw. A guy that just wants to get paid.
Yes.
They turn up for an hour of exercise to put you whatever the hell they think is good without planning, without really
like a
thinking
salesperson.
Exactly that. So gyms do hire salespeople.
Yep.
And a coach is someone that is invested in the goal, someone that is going with you along the same path, trying to achieve the same thing. It's a journey and you're doing it together. That's what a coach is. Not every personal trainer is a coach, but some personal trainers have the potential to be coaches. So this is what I look for. So I get personal trainers from the industry, from the commercial gym environment, which is not very good. And I teach them how to be invested in these people's goals, how to take people through a program that is designed for them. And the art of personalization and the training and the connection to nutrition, because we can't separate the two. You heard of is 20% training, 80% nutrition, or 70% training, 30% nutrition, all these statistics that people put out of their asses and just put out there. It's complete bullshit. You cannot separate the two. Once you put a percentage on it, you've made the separation clear. So this means I can miss out on a training session and still achieve the transformation because I'm still eating right.
Yes.
It's not, but it's what people pitch
Think.
to emphasize something takes away the importance from something else that is also just as important.
That's being said. Let's go back a little bit on, you're saying, you studied nutrition and PT. What motivates you to do this?
The reason I do what I do is because of the change that I see in people. I get super excited for the challenge that I run, because it's the closest I get to coaching people fully, you know?
How was your first experience ever?
My first experience,
Ever?
my first ever client was actually a couple. It was two people, older. They were in the gym because they couldn't really move. So the guy had some problems with movements, and I invested a lot of time into them. I remember like it was yesterday, and I did manage to get them to be in the gym, lift weights, move properly, and they were really happy, ecstatic, over the moon. They recommended other people. And one of my first ever clients, also around this very period, probably talking about in the same couple of months, was a guy that in his 60s. This is where I realized my love for body transformations. So he was a lawyer, just approaching 60-year-old. He was not in a good shape. If you're a lawyer, it's very stressful.
Stressful.
It's a very stressful job. That takes its toll on your body, right? Mm-hmm. So you have this belly fat, and your brain is tired all the time and stuff. So I took this guy.
You cannot focus on nothing. Literally, you have a lot of issues to focus on.
Exactly that, right? So what you need is someone to narrow down what really works and to give you a plan that is very concise, so you can concentrate on that.
You need someone to take control.
Yeah, I put a plan together for him, and I got him abs in about 10 weeks. And he would go down the pool in this club, and it's like, everybody like, what are you doing? You going into like bodybuilding context or something? And I feel like, I remember how this made me feel, and I decided this is the route I was going to take in the industry, because I saw the change that made to him as well, not just the physical change. So that the entirety of how he carries himself, how confident he became, how, he talked to me about his job and how much better he was at his job. So I said, oh, this is it. This is what people need, and this is what I'm going to do. I want to ask you something about nutrition now. Okay. Do you ever think about, I know the basics of eating healthy, and I should do that?
Do I know the basic?
Yeah, do you feel like everybody does know some sort of basics?
Of course, yeah. Eating healthy starts by, of course, eliminating a lot of things.
Right? Give me examples.
Like, a lot of people they need to know their allergies first to be able to have a meal plan, right? Because you cannot give me a meal plan unless you know what's my issue. Health issues. Of course, people who has health issues, they have more weight gain or weight loss, right? That's again related to a lot of factors. One is them eating something that's always that they're eating, a repetition. That's what it is. That's probably from their childhood that made them allergic to something. That's why I always tell my mom, you cooked for us same breakfast for 20 years. That's why I'm allergic to eggs, which I am. Eggs every day, you know? So I feel like I'm not going to blame our appearance, but I feel that's part of it. Yeah. It is you eating the same thing for a while. You get allergic to it. So what are some stuff that it's like a key to starting having a healthy nutritionist diet is that knowing what's good and what's bad for your body by trying. Let's say I drink cow milk and I feel like, bloated, less energy. That's it. Cow milk is not good for you. Yeah. Change it. So it's trying and changing, but you have to be willing to try and change, Like I did allergy tests and I found out I'm allergic to 28 things.
Between allergy and intolerances, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, my body has intolerances, but the allergies, 28 things.
Oh, wow.
A lot, So my body got to that level without me noticing. I spent about 2 years of my life suffering with digestion. Whatever I eat, I got to that point that even if this thing is good for me, it's hurting me.
Yeah.
That confusing. A lot of people suffered like, especially Arab cultures. They're not, if you get sick in the house, your mom will do something herbal and drink tea, whatever it is, something that she's used to taking. They don't have this knowledge of, I suffered from this for years. And my mom would say, try to, eat less meat. Try to eat less. So they did not have no idea. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
So what about the basic things? What about, for example, sugar, alcohol, smoking, fizzy drinks, smoking? What about these things? Do you ever look at, your daily
Well, that
intake
we
of
all
food.
learn in school that, smoking is bad for you, and they show you a picture of, the lungs, how it gets black, and the liver, how it gets black over time. They abused our mind in school. Thank God for the smoking. So we know that alcohol. A lot of people knows that. Even in movies and TV shows, we saw people when they drink alcohol, they get wasted and they get sick. They throw up. So we have this also idea of alcohol being bad. So is that we are raised with a little bit of knowledge, but limited.
What about sugar? You skipped that one.
We all love sugar. We cannot live without it.
So do you ever think I need to stop eating sugar?
Well, yeah, of course, because sugar. What I learned slowly but surely, that sugar increases inflammations in the body.
That's right.
Yeah. So yes, we do need to stop sugar to feel better. But do I? I would never.
I'll take you back to something you said, and I feel like it's very important to address, because what you said is very accurate in terms of how people think about diets. You say we need to eliminate a lot of things from our diets.
Yeah.
And there's something about this phrase I don't like, and I'll tell you why. It creates unnecessary pressure, and it almost tells me that I need to give up something that I like eating.
Well, what I learned later, sorry to stop you, is that you should not eliminate things right away.
So what do you do?
Take them slowly. And these things, you do not eliminate them forever. You could still have them,
It's not
but
the
in
case.
portion.
Right. Here's the thing. Just as much as you're eating things that are not good for you, you will be missing out on eating things that are good for you. Meaning, it's a replacement process. So if you eat McDonald's and you stop eating McDonald's, you need to eat something else. So the focus isn't only on giving up McDonald's. It is on what am I going to replace that with? And the same for sugar. So if I'm not going to eat sugar, which is something I enjoy eating so much when I'm out, what am I going to eat instead? What am I going to substitute that with? And this is, I feel, is a very healthy mindset, because it eliminates habits, but it also creates new good habits. So something I learned from coaching a lot of people that are addicted to stuff, including alcohol and sugar. And then with this simple shift, I feel like a lot of people were, able to get on board a lot quicker with what I'm teaching. So you eat a little sugar. Oh, wow. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm so afraid that I'm going to be craving sugar. Okay, cool. This plan, if we do it this way, you won't crave anything. You just have to trust me. And they do it and they don't crave. And it's, oh my God, this is so easy. And so on and so forth. So you have to almost be as excited as you are intimidated about the things that you're going to give up.
What are the key elements in nutrition, since we're talking about dieting and eliminating things? What is the biggest thing that everyone should just stop consuming?
Eat from the land. The less processed the food, the better. The more we involved ourselves in it, as the human race, the less valuable it becomes to our body. So the closest the food to nature, the more we should eat of it.
Which is organic. Is that what you're saying?
Organic is a label. It's a marketing label. Yes, it's better than non-organic for sure, but it's not what you think.
Why?
Free-range eggs is not really what you think. It's marketing gimmicks. If you get into the details of how these animals are raised,
How do I know this is good or not then, if it's not labeling?
It's a very, very it's a very large topic, but there's a lot of massive companies make a lot of money by throwing these labels on products.
So I'm sure there is trusted company on the other side.
Yes. So I live in the UK, as you know. So the best way to do this is to find local farms
Yes.
that grow their animals, chicken, milk, eggs, whatever, in a very good environment. Okay. And this is what everybody should be. We should be promoting local farms and local businesses in that way, because then the big players in the industry, which only have one thing that they care about, which is making more money at the expense of people's health, they would go out of business. So grass-fed beef that was raised in very good environment, chicken that had
So
lots
the
of
source.
space, they run around.
The source
The
of
source,
of food. That's what you're saying.
100%.
How about restaurants? Let's say people don't cook. All they eat from restaurant.
Yeah, okay. Why don't people cook?
They don't have the time.
The cooking conversation is very similar to the training conversation. So when people don't train, is that something we should accept? In fact, I would argue cooking is more important than training. And it's very important for your health. You can't rely on other people cooking your food, especially if you don't know where it comes from. If you go to a restaurant, it's almost always guaranteed the meal you're eating is going to be high in fat, because fat makes it very easy for chefs to cook. A chef is not going to use a spray to cook with. Because the food sticks to the freaking pan. So you know they're not going to do that. So you have a combination of very high fat, high carb
So you're
meals.
against restaurant. The restaurant will hate us after this broadcast.
Yeah, fine. I'm not against restaurants, and some restaurants serve very good quality food.
There's a lot of
it
healthy
can't be the
stuff now.
base of your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because you can't control how it's made and the source of that food. The source of the ingredient, I consider to be the most important thing. And if you don't know where the ingredient comes from, it's always suspicious. And if you have a business, if you're in the restaurant business, your priority is to make money. There's nothing wrong with that, but it is wrong when other people use that as the base of what they eat every day. In some countries in the world, if a woman don't know how to cook, she won't get married.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Yeah.
I love that. This is so cool. But honestly, it forces the society in a direction that I feel is very healthy.
I feel like most of the people that suffer is not women. They're men, actually. Because they work, they spend all the time working, and they don't have time to cook, and they tend to, because men are lazy, they tend to order out.
So if they spend all the time working, how are they lazy?
I mean, they would prefer to work because they're getting money. Isn't
So
that
they're
what
lazy,
men
they're
like?
lazy in one area and hyperactive in another area.
Yes.
So life is about rules.
So you're saying everyone should cook?
I do believe so, yes. As even men, even busy men, they should have the basic knowledge of how to go into the kitchen, pull up some ingredients from the fridge, and make something out of it.
So, when your client comes and you have to ask them whether they eat out or they cook in.
Yes.
What if they don't know how to cook?
I teach them. I had the privilege of being a chef for some years of my life. So I understand the basics of cooking. And it's not as complicated as people think. It really isn't that hard. You just need to be brave enough. Get over your freaking ego.
I know now a lot of guys, they know the chicken breasts, how do they make it, the pasta, the easy, the simple.
I don't like boring, bland food.
But
I
that's
don't
other-
promote this. It's not sustainable. Right? Because people will follow.
Are you with meal plans? That means like you prepare meals for each client and then send them home with it.
I don't do that yet, but it's actually on the plans. Yes.
Because I feel this is a good thing. A lot
Yes,
of people
I do.
would not cook, of course, but this is a good thing. So since I mentioned to you that I have a lot of, I had in the past a lot of digestion issues. And let's say I did not do no research to know any of them. I did not go to any nutritionist, any doctor. What are some key elements that you give me, as a person who has a lot of issues, digestion issues, mental issues. Of course, they say the core of the body is your stomach. And then my stomach at this point is messed up. What do you advise me?
Well, first of all, you have to realize if your body is hyper-reactive to the food that you're eating, there's an underlying issue there. And your gut is actually the base of a lot of diseases.
Yes.
People don't really concentrate on fixing the gut, giving it enough attention. And I would say if your microbiome is not healthy, if you don't have enough good bacteria in your digestive tract, in your stomach, the digestion of the food starts in the mouth.
Okay.
So hygiene becomes very important in that context, right? And then you have the other thing when the food actually gets into your stomach. You have how this food is broken down and your body's efficiency in utilizing the nutrients from the food that you're eating. One variable here is the kind and the amount of gut bacteria that you have, good bacteria. If you eat processed foods that you get from the shelves, packs, this is the quickest way to destroy these good bacteria. The preservatives, the MSGs, all these, artificial things in the food that we eat, that most people eat now, and because again, some marketing labels, they think it's a good thing, it destroys your body.
So you're saying the key is,
Eating natural as possible.
or actually to know what I'm eating,
Yes, so
to round it down, what I'm eating, what is hurting me, and then to start from there.
yes, you could do that. You can do some tests and find out quicker. You can just listen to your body, but I have to address the original problem. Why is your body struggling with digesting some good foods in the first place? Because these foods are healthy, and as a base, you should actually be okay with eating eggs. But if you're not, it doesn't mean eggs are bad. It means you have an issue. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because we'll point fingers at everything. So if eggs are good for you, why isn't your body able to handle them?
Probably is not healthy enough to handle or to
Exactly.
break the protein.
Exactly that, right? So there will be different variables within your body that you need to address and fix over time.
So you're saying the process is very long. You need to be patient.
it's a long process.
Yes.
Just as it took you a long time to mess up your body and your digestive tract, it will take you not equally a long time, but it will take you a long time to fix it. And you need to be patient. You need to be what you're doing. When you go for a lifestyle change, it takes time.
In general, it took me 4 years.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to tell people who whoever suffer from gut issues, digestions, any disease, underlying diseases that they don't know of, it takes time, but they get whatever they wanted to get, but slowly. But they need to be patient,
Yeah,
and they
but-
need to keep looking, and asking and searching and trying to feel healthy, instead of giving up right away.
I agree. And there are wins along the way. It's not like you have to wait 4 years to realize all the benefits.
Of course.
Like you get wins and you progress.
Of course, you do. You
realize the
feel better
benefits.
here and there.
Yeah.
Let's say, one of the things that made me feel so better is like cutting dairy.
Yeah.
That inflammation, big of it, went away. I started having more energy, because I was allergic to dairy and have tolerances to dairy. I would like to know at the end, since, you have all of these clients all the time and all of this work and all of this burden on top of your shoulder on a daily basis, how does Coach Loy give time to himself? What do you do for self-care?
Split things into negotiables and non-negotiables. The non-negotiables that I do for myself that I share with people is that my training, I have to train. If I'm not training, I'm grumpy, I'm not happy. People see the difference.
So you're actually fixing your issues.
Exactly. Training is therapy. Okay. And people release in different ways. Training for me, I go into the gym and I have a really hard session and I'm better afterwards. But yeah, I'd say one thing I learned from an American philosopher that really helped me to rewire my brain is the concept of cycling your emotions. So if you're upset about something, there's always something that you have control over you can do. And if you can turn a negative into a positive by the actions you will take following receiving bad news or feeling a certain way about something that is not very positive, you go and do something that is hard, challenges you. It really does help.
So you're saying don't run away from anything.
You can't run away.
Yeah, accept it and take action.
There will be something you can do about it. Mm-hmm. Even if it's just adjusting yourself to deal with it better. But when it comes to busyness, the non-negotiables frame really helps because you know the things that you can't give up. And if you continue doing them, then you're looking after yourself, so you have the energy to look after everybody else.
Keep going.
Thank you.